finish Khamzat later on, because Khamzat, if it gets to round 3, 4, 5, it's gonna be a problem. It probably won't get to round 5. I say round 3 or 4 DDP. But if Khamzat's gonna win.
So, with all that being said, who do I have winning between DDP taking on a Khamzat Chimaev? I'm gonna have to go DDP, just because I feel like DDP is spot the best of the division.
All right, so I am going with Drickus. You guys are going to see the first round, maybe even the second.
Shout out to Drickus du Plessis for doing the interview. I'm going with Khamzat Chimaev, folks. No, I'm joking. I'm going with Drickus du Plessis.
Absolute dogfight, back and forth, and then he's going to start to fade, and Drickus takes over. And Drickus du Plessis will still be the middleweight champion of the world, and I think wouldn't surprise me if he got a late stoppage in the 4th or 5th.
I'm fired up for this fight. If I had to pick right now, such a fan of Khamzat because he's such a character. I think Drickus gets it done. TKO in the 4th or 5th round. That's crazy. Imagine if it happens. Imagine if it happens. But yeah, that's that.
Official prediction for DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev. And still, Drickus du Plessis is going to defeat Khamzat.
So these are the guys. I have almost every one of them except MMA Guru. I have huge respect for each of this person. They are great MMA fighters. They have done lots of things for MMA, and I have respect for them as a MMA fighter. But as MMA analyst and commentator, not so much, because from their what we have seen from their past and previous MMA fight analysis, and whatever I am going to tell you now, and whatever that happened in this fight with DDP and Khamzat, they are not very good at providing you with solid predictions. Their opinions are opinionated opinions, biased opinions, and I realized it when Khabib fought with Conor. These same people always picked Conor over Khabib, despite knowing Khabib's wrestling is far superior than Conor's skill set. DDP is a great kickboxer and a good it obviously is a great champion. However, he was taken down by Bronson, Whittaker, and many other MMA fighters who fought him. And their wrestling, if their wrestling is here, Khamzat wrestling is here. Khamzat wrestling is far superior than any wrestlers we have seen. We have in maybe Islam, maybe Khamzat wrestling. In certain scenario, Khamzat wrestling is better than Islam's. Islam mix it up with judo and jujitsu. Khamzat's wrestling is pure wrestling, and they knew it. Despite knowing that Khamzat is going to take him down, I told you guys that Khamzat is not going to win, but I had confusion regarding submission because DDP is a very big guy and it is hard to submit a big guy like him. But I had no confusion whatsoever about Khamzat is going to able to take DDP down or not. I didn't had any confusion about it, and I think it's good that Khamzat survived 5 rounds and he dominated every round, because if he submitted DDP within 3rd round, there would be controversies. People will still accuse him, saying that Khamzat can't survive 5 rounds. Khamzat doesn't have the stamina to survive 5 rounds, which Khamzat proved to be wrong, and Khamzat just smacked that in their face and proved that Khamzat has the ability to reserve his energy and survive 5 rounds. Not only he can do that, he is able to dominate 5 rounds, and in every round he was able to take DDP down. And these MMA fighters and analysts knew that, but they picked DDP despite knowing that, because they are biased. I don't know why. Maybe DDP is a white guy. Maybe. Maybe he's a Christian guy. I don't know. But they were very biased with this match, and they picked DDP for for which reason I don't know. Anyone who has mediocre level of intermediate level of MMA knowledge knows and knew that there is no confusion and doubt that Khamzat would take DDP down. Khamzat wrestles and trains with top level Olympic wrestlers, heavyweight wrestlers from Chechnya, Dagestan. These are the people Khamzat trains with. So there is no way any wrestlers or any fighters in that UFC have that can stop his takedown. DDP was not even a wrestler, he was a kickboxer, so he couldn't. And the result was as expected. Whatever I predicted, that happened. So think before you listen to these MMA analysts and make your decision. Instead of them, pick me. My suggestions are better, because I have never made a wrong prediction till now. And if you watch my videos, previous videos till now, all of my predictions were solid and to the point. Maybe consider my suggestions, consider my predictions over them. How about that?